Good morning. Here we are in Jerusalem at Notre Dame, and we have the crispy, bright, clear colors, especially of the minarets in Jerusalem. If we had more sunrise, we would have less visible color there. So it's just part of the Jerusalem daily scene or nightly scene. All these green lights, and we pray for the peace of Jerusalem, for the peace of every person, for the peace of every community, every family. And so we see these very colorful decorated towers, the minarets. There's another one over here. So people, I'm early this morning because again I have a commitment for pilgrims here in Jerusalem. And meanwhile, I don't want to miss you guys, since you're so faithful, always coming to read the scriptures here in the Holy Land. And actually, if we could see it better, what we can now with the haze, even if there was sun up, there's a lot of haze, as you can notice. We can basically see Mount Nebo, or the area around Mount Nebo, from here, from our rooftop, over there in the distance. And actually I think it might be up a little bit further north. And so we're looking at where we have Deuteronomy today, with Moses looking into the promised land. And he's passing and Joshua taking over. But if you look at the beginning and the end of the text, it's really about, and yesterday's text obviously goes with it, this man who is so conscious of what God has done through him. And I think of grandparents looking at their grandchildren, their children, seeing what they have become, let's say simply in career-wise, or in some talents, music or whatever, but most especially in loving relationships, of raising children to serve others, to be humble, to be kind. And I think parents and grandparents will, in their mind's eye, in the back of their thoughts, in the depth of their thoughts, will say, God has done that through me. The biggest accomplishment is not to build a company, to become famous, to write a book, but actually to let God work through us. And that takes a lot of maturity, a lot of humility, and to do his work transforming other people. And he does it through us. The world inspires us, the trees inspire us, the sunrise inspires us, the moon setting inspires us. All these things are beautiful, looking at a fire, looking at the ocean. But the richest reality is the human being. And transforming human beings is the work of God's grace, and he does it through us because he doesn't do it without us. Of course he can. He can shoot a ray into the heart of Saul and turn him around. But the primary way that God's disposition and providence employs is through us. Through parents looking after that little baby, even before it's born, taking care of diet, taking care of exercise, taking care of movements as the pregnancy goes forward, taking care at the time of birth. So much attention is given to that person, that one human being being born. And then those first days and weeks and years and decades. And that's life spent shaping human beings. And that's why even the elderly have such a role in the family. And right now I'm very close to a family whose grandmother is passing probably very, very ill, very seriously ill with cancer. The doctors can't do any more. And the family is so close, and the education that's giving to the children, the grandchildren, I remember when my mom, God rest her soul, had passed away, the next bereavement in the family, another sibling, one of my cousins said to me, your mom taught us how to say goodbye, how to leave this world, how to leave with gratitude, with faith, with hope, with love. And therefore we can even teach people how to die, how to go. Our will and testament isn't the amount of money you leave to people, the amount of properties. It's the legacy of teaching people to recognize God's presence in our lives, that He is present in our lives, that He is with us, that He is Emmanuel. And in a certain sense, then Jerusalem is kind of a relic of this, you know, Abraham and Isaac, and right up to the crucifixion, death, resurrection, ascension, Pentecost. In that sense, Jerusalem is an extraordinary record of the time of the exile and the return, the rebuilding, people struggling with their own miseries and defects and infidelities, and God accompanying and lifting us up and moving forward. This is the great message. And with that great understanding and clarity of God's presence, let's read the gospel passage, and just even the first line. If your sibling has something against you, did something against you, said something against you, experiences something against you, go and speak privately. But don't go now if you're angry. Don't go now if you don't have peace in your heart first, even though you have the trouble of a false accusation of something you perceive as very unjust. Ask for the grace of peace, because at the end of the day you want the gift of peace. So it's not enough to go and just give them an earful of anger, an earful of claiming, accusing, demanding, because that's a very improbable path to reach peace. Just that very first word, go and speak privately. But don't go too soon. Only go when you're ready. Because if you're going with peace, peace will come back. And that's one of the words Jesus gave us when we go to visit people. Go with peace. Bring peace to this household. Verbally or factually, with the eyes, with the gestures, the handshake, the hug, the respect, the warmth, the interest. Go with peace. Go to meet the other with peace, with the peaceful intent, with the peaceful purpose, with the peaceful objective. And if we go with peace, even if there's trouble, maybe the other person will realize that they overstepped their commons, they overlooked an aspect that made what they did unjust. But if we go with that humble gift of peace, then it's easier for them to say, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding, I didn't realize that this situation was like this and that you hadn't hurt me, so I hurt you back, I'm sorry. The path of reconciliation we have to learn since we're small little children. We have to teach it to the small little children. Otherwise, we won't see an end to the 120 conflicts raging right now. And each one of us has a very big role in this. To learn how to reconcile where there's a major difficulty or a small difficulty between us. People, may you bring peace to your world, to your family, to your workplace, to your friends. See you later, alligators. God bless you.